Good morning, everybody.
My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country. Forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at her for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG Tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Belinda. Thank you so much. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Y'all know it's like been 7 days since I seen y'all. I'm excited. We just got through with one holiday post-pandemic, right? I hope you guys had a great time. And so y'all know we ready to get started, right? So when y'all come in, say what's up so we can speak back, right? And listen. Y'all was a little stingy last week, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's run this thing up this week. Can we do that? And y'all bring on some stickers and let's say thank you to the family, right? So let's do what we do, man. Let's keep up with these Trumps, man. I actually want to keep up with Trump and Kyle. Y'all remember Kyle? Kyle been out for at least 7 days now, right? Scot-free. Look at him. Got King Ung Jung back there, whatever his name is, and. Man, Kyle looks ready for the world. I feel like instead of the devil in a blue dress, look like a devil in a blue tie, right? I'm just teasing. You can take it down. Y'all, I told y'all Kyle has the weight of the world on his GOP shoulders. And y'all, they finna work him. But Trump, he's an opportunist. He knows when he sees a good sale going on, and Kyle is now 50% off. And so... So Kyle Rittenhouse is the new Black Friday sale, right? You get him for half off, because listen, he is gonna be in a world of trouble here before he turns 21. But whatever. All right, man, let's bring the family on and let's get this thing rolling. Ma'am, sirs, good to see y'all this happy morning. Man, I am excited. How was y'all Thanksgiving?
It was Thanksgiving, brother. It was all right. It was cool.
We just giving thanks, huh, that we made it out, right?
There you go. Yeah, we just giving thanks.
Man, listen, that's it. I asked my barber yesterday, how was this Thanksgiving? He said, well, we got our turkey 1 day late. I said, well, I guess you better order that thing like a month in advance. Now, you know, that thing was backed up, man. So I guess he had to smoke some brisket or something. I don't know what he did. I think they went to McDonald's or something. Who knows what he did? But he didn't have his turkey till the next day. So I said, I guess it tastes all right, right?
I would have rather had the brisket anyway, be honest with you.
Right. Well, listen, y'all. Listen, the family's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited and we are ready to talk some news. Y'all ready to talk some news?
Yes, sir.
We got a lot to cover this morning. Hey, Tam, good to see you.
What's up, Tam?
Come on, Miss Tam.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right, ma'am. Let us know what we're getting started with today. Well, y'all already know what we're getting started with today, right? Ahmaud Arbery. Kenny.
He
made it.
Yeah, I went 1 for 1 on that one. But I'm glad. I'm glad I went 1 for 1. I
you know
am.
what? I won't say this often, but I'm glad you was wrong.
I was glad I was wrong too, bro. You and I, we messaged. I said, man, I'm glad I was wrong, bro.
Yes,
I'm glad I was wrong. Yeah.
Madam Auntie, did you think that was gonna come up the way it did?
I was always optimistic in relation to this one. Always. For this one, I was. Because it was just too much to deny. You couldn't really there was no other way to substantiate that. So that's the problem. There was no way. There was no way. So
this is what I'll say about the justice system. They say that you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't think we play by the same rules like that. Like, I believe you, if that man didn't have a video, and we finna get into this other piece too, that because listen, this wasn't no cakewalk. Even with what Devin is saying, that's funny that you say that, right? Because you are optimistic, but you are also not aware of this woman named Jackie. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Black, the verdict. I know we were all holding our breath, right? I mean, I sat there and I shedded a tear. I ain't gonna lie, because you hate to feel like that. It's like, they can go any kind of way, just in a twinkling of an eye. But man, just give us your feeling about, how you were feeling about the verdict.
Like you guys, I'm happy of the outcome, but like Kenny, I actually expected the worst, even in full view of the world watching. And I thought the fix was in from the very beginning, the way they selected the jury and got rid of the pool of candidates, even with the judge acknowledging that. But at the same time, they played within the bounds of our judicial system. I was fully prepared for him getting off. I'm happy. I don't know. I'm glad, like you said, that Brother Kenny was wrong in a sense, but I still feel a deep sense of loss with what they still did to him. Symbolically, they still carried out a public lynching in 2021, and that can't be ignored.
100%. Now, listen, we talked about this, but I want to make this clear, ladies and gentlemen. There was, Devin said she had optimism, and Kenny said he thought it was gonna happen. Kenny was almost right, y'all. Let's put this picture up. I'm gonna talk about something very quick, because maybe a lot of y'all didn't know this, but the woman that they praised on when did he get what was it, Friday?
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah, Friday.
It wasn't Thanksgiving.
No, it wasn't Thanksgiving, so it was before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was Friday.
Before?
Was it before? Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't remember, but maybe it was Wednesday. You're probably right. That's true.
No, I think it was. It was Wednesday.
Because the mama said she's gonna have a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
So Taylor, put up that picture so we could talk about this lady right quick. This lady, this woman right here is what our nightmare. You want? Y'all thought Freddie was scary. Y'all thought Jason was. No, that right there, that is CRT, right? That's CRT right there. This woman was the ex-prosecutor that actually had the case initially. And I'll just tell y'all one minute. You can take it down now, man. I'll tell y'all one thing she did. She told Daddy, what's their last name?
The father, son. I don't
even I can't think of their name. But anyway, so Travis McMichaels. Daddy McMichaels actually talked to the ex-prosecutor, Jackie, who you saw up there, right? They talked to her, and she told that joker, hey, you need to go get that stuff off your hands. Talking about Ahmaud's blood, and you need to go clean up.
Wow.
She's the reason why they didn't get arrested.
Wow.
I want y'all to know this, ladies and gentlemen. So what we were actually afraid of, I just showed y'all fear. I just showed y'all acquittal. I just showed y'all Rodney King 2021 all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, she's on trial now because she hindered the investigation of Ahmaud Arbery. I did not know that woman, but she looked like a ghost. And man, she was gonna be our worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Woman. Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
I'm just glad that we were able to find this out. I mean, how did she? How did we get to this point where they figured out she was the
great question. So the mama hired investigators, and because she hired her own investigators and her own lawyers, this came out.
Okay, got it.
That she was aiding and abetting them.
Got you.
He put a phone call into her.
Okay, because daddy was an ex-law enforcement, right?
That's right. That's it.
The daddy. Okay,
that's right.
Now it makes sense. Okay, they had a relationship because of his being in law enforcement. You see how dirty they is. You see why why justice system wasn't built for us. They made the system and it's built for them, man. So sometimes we get one, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, I thank God that we were able to get this one after 2 months after his death, because we didn't know about his death until 2 months later.
Yes, sir.
If it wasn't for that video, we wouldn't have never known about this. Period.
Man, listen, she was a Mary Maid, sweeping everything under the rug. You hear me?
Wow.
Yeah. What you got, Black?
Well, when I look at that picture, what truly makes her a monster, in the truest sense, and makes it so scary, is the fact that you wonder how we elected a president like Trump in the first place. And you wonder why we're back to a worse state than we were before segregation in the 60s. That woman represents an educated, white, middle-aged white woman. And her thoughts process, think about that is the piece that puts a Donald Trump in office.
Yeah.
That is the piece that allows for the level of segregation and systematic injustices that are still here, because even though we think of segregation and racism as dying out because we elected Obama, she's the next iteration of that generation. She represents them. So a middle-aged, younger, educated white woman that I don't care what they tell you in public about how much they all for equality, when them curtains close.
Yes, sir.
That's here and here.
Right on.
Devin, so you know, optimism was literally being flushed down the toilet had she made her arrival.
Well, there was only optimism related to the video. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize, and you know, when I'm intelligent, I know that without that video, it would have just gone away. It would have been swept under the rug. It would have been self-defense. They would have painted him like the worst person, and it just would have gone away. It would have been a nothing without the video. You know what I'm saying? And the video came out because they also felt that way. They felt comfortable enough, even with the video, that nothing.
The ex-prosecutor, that's right.
And with her help, she probably also made them feel comfortable with the video coming out, because they had painted him as this horrible criminal. But when you watch the video as on the person, a jury member, there's no way you can deny what you see. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was optimistic. But if there wasn't a video, then no, I think it all would have definitely gone away. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the only reasons I like the camera phone generation and the social media generation, because that's much needed at a time like this. I think she's evil. I think she's the devil. I think she's going to eat her words and lie, unless it's going to get her closer to that Trump group. That's what I want to call it. I put them in their own little dumbass category. But unless, you know what I'm saying? So, and if she can't get into that group and benefit from it, then she'll kind of backpedal and pop and start saying, no, you know, they told me this, they lie. She gonna have the biggest lie. And I don't know how else to say it. She gonna give you them super white woman tears for empathy and sympathy. And this is exactly what's gonna happen. So she'll go one way or the other, depending on which way can sway her narrative the best.
That's right.
I agree. I just want y'all to know we dodged a bullet, and her name was Jackie. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, and you know, Brenda got a baby. Well,
I'm gonna need her not to dodge the bullet. I'm gonna need her to hit her right in the center of her forehead.
Yeah. Jackie had an abortion.
Well, we're gonna see what this sentencing. I just hopefully they, you know, the sentencing fits the crime. That's
man,
we got the guilty verdict. Now we need to get the sentencing to fit the crime.
Respectfully, we had a good judge on this one. Like,
I agree. Fair. Yeah.
It wasn't Uncle Festus, and you know, and let nephew Kyle get off. But you know what I'm saying? This dude, he was pretty hard nosed and upfront, and he was clear about putting things on the record about how they chose the jury. I mean, y'all. I mean, those doggone defense attorneys, man. I mean, they were trying their best to agitate us. From the whole point of his dirty toenails to the black pastors. I mean, they were just doing everything. Right. You hear me? We done came a long way, y'all.
Man,
we done came a long way. So, all right, y'all. Well, that's Ahmaud, and we'll be back once they give him some time off, and some time in. We'll see what happened to him. So that is all right, man. What we got next? Grab and go mob. So listen, y'all, we talked, man, this is really interesting to me because I told y'all like a couple of weeks ago, did y'all hear about the mob running into the mall in San Francisco?
That was last week, I want to say.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 2 weeks. I think that was last week.
I think it was last week.
Bruh.
Yeah,
this ain't no one off. Like these jokers are steady doing it. Like for real. Like in the since last time we talked, they done it like 2 or 3 more times now. So now they done hit up a Best Buy, bro. 80 people done went up between 20 and 30 people went into Best Buy in Bronxville while it was still open on Friday night and stole a number of electronics. Black, you said it was already here, man. These boys is getting out there, man. Listen, I don't know what kind of boldness. I mean, like for real, I don't know what kind of boldness this is. I know they all of them ain't broke because most broke people scared to do something because they can't afford to get out of jail.
No, but let me tell you what it is.
Go ahead, let's talk about it.
It's perfect timing. It's perfect timing when you think about it. It's brilliant. Just show you not all crooks are dumbasses. In the end, they're dumbasses, but
I got some,
just like anything else, it advances and it gets better, and technology, the younger criminal element is advancing as well. It's perfect timing. We talked about on this very show, 4.4 million people walked away out of their jobs.
Yes, sir.
Go out anywhere in your communities right now, and they're struggling to find workers. So they're understaffed, undermanned. And so now this mob mentality of robbing, how you gonna catch them all?
Right.
And it's a brilliant way to step up the crime in a way that where we're still halfway wearing masks, they're understaffed, and now they're committing it at a level, because even brick and mortar stores are going away too, because most of us are buying online. It's the next level of crime. And on your show last week, we talked about the purge. We are here.
Yep.
We're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, listen. Now, this is what's going on now. The companies, the business owners want Congress to pass a bill so that they make it hard for these people to sell this stuff online.
Okay, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
They haven't passed it yet, though.
No, they ain't gonna pass it. They ain't gonna pass it. How you gonna know, right?
Yeah, good luck with that. Come on, really?
Yeah, y'all remember they used to put the little packs on the shirts, and like if you try to go bust it, it'll bust ink on the clothes.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man! I don't know what they're gonna think of, man. All I can say is, man, we, like you said, these people are becoming more and more bold, and I don't know. You know what? Okay, I'm not gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna just think it. Tell me if y'all hear what I'm thinking.
No, he didn't.
I may have to end up shooting somebody.
He said it was a Democrat.
Man, you get out of here.
It's always the Democrats' fault, boy. I tell you, boy, my people. Anyway.
I just hope we don't have to shoot nobody around here, man, because these people.
It's looking like it's about to be a Squid Games, if you ask me, because they're going to start. I mean, look at the government and the gun laws that are so loose now. It's going to be where they can just be armed with ARs and just take out anybody that look a certain way that's going to take their stuff. Like these folks playing games, but they don't know folks can take them out and they can lose their life over a pack of draws. And I just don't understand it. But I did hear that they may have like looted like a Gucci store. And I don't want no part, but my friend was asking.
Keep your hands off of it.
Even wrong, and they need to quit. They need to, it's just not worth risking your life and having that record. I mean, you're already going to be stereotyped and labeled. And I don't even know who was doing it, but I just think that I feel like it's a younger generation because they have no respect.
It is.
They feel entitled and they feel like everything is owed to them. Most of them are probably saying, man, these stores got plenty of money. They ain't going to lose this. What they hurting? You know, that's kind of mentality that they have. But that's also the same mentality that's going to get them taken out because people don't play about their money.
That's right.
It's going to take the right situation, and I think it's coming because the more people that keep getting acquitted for shooting folks and the more people that keep stealing, well, they're going to meet at the corner of ignorant, and then it's just going to be a problem.
I mean, we saw Kyle Rittenhouse has set this up perfectly. That with him finding not guilty. Now, man, you're going to have vigilantes out here, man. They figure they can carry weapons and do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and they're going to get off.
That's it. Bro, y'all remember this dude did a 5-part series on OJ, and it started from a black, either a black man in a Chinese store and a Chinese woman shot the man. Whatever it was, this dude did a 5-part documentary series about OJ, and it started from the police brutality in a store in California, and he lined it out so clear about why OJ got off and why black people was okay with him getting off, and it was because of the unrest in that state,
right?
And so I just see these little mile markers for us as it comes to how people are responding. Y'all, what was that? Mad Max? Y'all remember how they was in Mad Max?
Yep.
This look kind of Mad Max to me, bro.
But at the same time, everybody, because I had to remind some people of this because these folks were like boosters, but they were like 2021 boosters because we all grown on this panel and we all know somebody or knew somebody that used to go into the store and will buy your kids their whole school supply set, school clothes, Christmas presents. You can give them a list of what you want. They go to the store and take it. They just weren't that bold. But people have been boosting since the day before forever.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But
Ray got shot trying to go over that wall.
Yeah, but you're right. We've been boosting for since the beginning of the time.
Not to tell her business, but my cousin done walked out of Walmart with big screens of plenty of times.
Oh wow,
my big screens.
Oh wow,
my baby mama still do it.
Went straight out the tire section out the side door.
Oh yeah,
her and her whole family. They're master criminals.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. Wow. Yeah, hey, it is what it is.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I said it. I put it down for the record. So let's see how this thing works. It's just something a little different now. You know what I'm saying? They're not operating behind the scenes no more. They just outright doing it. And that's what I'm saying. And
it's a big group, and it looks like the Minnesota incident. It happened in 2 different Best Buys that was like 20 minutes apart. So it sounds like to me it was probably it's an organized criminal activity now. That's what it really is.
That's right.
They got a plan. This is how we're gonna knock this one off. Yeah. You in and out. Because they say they were in and out of there within 5 minutes. They were out. So they planning it now, man. That's what we do. They're gonna slip up because they're gonna get greedy.
They're gonna send it right to the officer.
They're gonna get greedy. Yeah.
We'll show y'all one of them fools here in a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, man. What we got next? All of this foolishness going on. Do we got anything good? Oh, well, here we go. Right. So listen, since we're talking about dumb criminals, right? I wanted to show you guys because we've seen so many police officers that have done black people wrong. I just thought it was befitting to show them doing something right. Right. We don't race bait. So if an officer does something decent and right, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of the solution of showing you all that some officers are really doing things right. But I want y'all to see how stupid this was. Y'all take a look at this video. Taylor?
Did something happen between you and her last night?
What?
Something happened between you and her last night?
I mean, not kinda, but not really.
Okay. Do me a favor. Don't put your hands in my microphone down. We're talking.
There ain't nothing.
Here, come on over here for a second. You just keep putting your don't tense up, man. Don't tense up, man. Where you going?
Settle that, mother. Look, I'm about to jump. I'm about to jump. Don't tase me, don't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, who gonna shoot a fool like that, right? I mean, he already wanted. Y'all know what he was trying to do, right?
Right.
He wanted to jump out the window.
He wanted to escape. He was trying to get away. The big dummy didn't know that the doggone sliding door wasn't open.
See, this is why Facebook is gonna make so much money, because this fool really wanted to jump out the window. But dude, in Metaverse, you can jump out the window and you can make it. But in real life, ding dong, you can't jump out the window.
I bet you the officers was probably, they did all they could to not laugh, because I guarantee you they was like, this fool.
Oh my God, listen, that was when they was doing huddle. I know they showed that video back.
Oh, you know this. Oh, you know they did. They showing that at the police banquet. That's what they making a blooper reel out of that one, Jack.
Man, don't tase me. Don't tase me. Okay, Chief. You better be glad that's all you got, man. Listen.
Right, exactly.
You got to break the glass first, dummy. Then you jump out the window. Devin, is that one of them kids you be talking about? You praying for?
just smoking way too much synthetic marijuana. You know what's so funny is the officer, he didn't want to, but once this man says that he's gonna jump out this window and risk his life, now they are obligated to do something like tase him to prevent him from harming himself or hurting himself. But I could tell the officer didn't want to. That's why I couldn't be a police officer, because I would have let him hit that window by
try it one more time. Try it again, fool.
Yeah.
I tase him, I would have let him knock himself out and be laying on the floor. Arrested him. Like, I told you to quit smoking that weed. You don't know what's in there.
Oh man, Black.
And I'll say this. This is a good example of on a favorable side for police officers, because there is a video of this.
That's right.
Because let's imagine this could have gone a whole different way. Yeah. Imagine if he did break through the glass and splatter himself all over, and there was no video.
That's right.
In this climate of the relationship between African American community and police officers, it would have been believable that they threw this man out of the window,
right,
or forced him to go out of the window. When by having the cameras on in this particular case, it shows you his mentality. Rather than simply be searched, this MF was going to leap through a window rather than get searched. And in this case, the police have the backup camera to actually prove that in this case they did nothing. They did everything right.
That's right.
Yeah, they did.
And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I really want white people to know we really don't want to continue down this path. But doggone it, I'm not gonna be no fool. And if I don't see it, I mean, if I see it, I'm gonna say something. Mm-hmm. But I don't want us to act like all white cops are bad. Mm-hmm. There's some bad black cops.
Right.
So I want to be clear about that too. There's some bad Hispanic cops. Mm-hmm. So it's just, this is what I've learned from my grandfather. It don't matter what color you are. If you mean, you mean. Mm-hmm. If you're ugly, you're ugly. But the problem is we have set tiers that a mean white person is worse than a mean black person. And that's not true.
That's right.
Just the white man just got more money and resources that can do more to you than the black person. Some of them.
Yeah.
But I know that they're again, that's why I've always said this, and I'll say it one more time, although it's not as relevant, but that's why classism is more relevant than racism, because that's where you're going to really begin to see the division. If white people understood that if we live in the same neighborhood, we pretty much the same, y'all.
Right.
So y'all not better than us, right?
Right.
Your mortgage is just as much as mine.
If they didn't know before, though, they know it related to the Kyle Rittenhouse incident, because those white people didn't matter.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
It did not matter at all that they were white.
That's right.
And so they happen to rely on the black and pro-black community to support them, because not even Donald Trump cares. that they were Caucasian because
That's
they weren't people of Caucasian.
You made a great point, Devin, because he ain't saying nothing about the victims and to the families or nothing about them.
Racism was a bigger deal then. They should know now.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, you know what? I'll move on from that note. That's a good point to move on after that, right? Yeah. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Yeah. All right, man. What we got next? Shout out to the dummy because I know he getting all of that time in jail for that one. New Congress bill. Are we excited that the Congress is back in session? No, because they got a lot to work on, and I'm not going to talk about that part. So you would think the new bill is them passing the debt ceiling. No. The new bill is the voting rights. No. Oh, I know. The new bill is getting the Build Back Better plan for Joe Biden effective, the second part. No. Here's a new bill that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to introduce. She wants to introduce the Congressional Medal of Honor to guess who? Little Kyle Rittenhouse.
I already know.
Man, what is wrong with these people, man? Like, are we really kidding ourselves that we have put people in office that want to acknowledge a young man who is not famous but infamous,
right,
for shooting people,
right,
in a riot because of a police officer shooting an unarmed black man? How do we get down this road, y'all? I mean, Devin.
I need white people. Why are white people angry and offended by anything? Like, I mean, we're for black folks sitting here talking about how disgusted we are by this, when we know that particular recognition goes to people who put their lives on the line and did something heroic and things like that. That should be preserved for military veterans who suffered or did something heroic, or police officers or anything. And I'm not saying we're the only ones, but why isn't there a huge outrage about because they were pissed off about people kneeling on the flag and claim we disrespected the whole military, didn't care anything about them. But they want to give this to an idiot who couldn't even pretend he was crying on the stand. And then I know why she's doing it, because it's like she's saying F you and the N word all at the same time. We know what she's doing it, but why aren't people getting as angry about this as they were about that old dumb kneeling that had nothing to do with the military, but they made it into that? I just don't understand why people don't care. Is it they care more about the narrative of the big middle finger and the N-word that she's saying subliminally? Or, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. Someone needs to get angry, but I don't hear a lot of people getting angry about it.
Well, but they all on the same team, pretty much. Yeah. That's why nobody really getting angry. You know, this clown was 17-year-old clown getting a Congressional Medal of Honor. What? Marjorie Taylor Greene is a clown anyway. First of all, so it's she's in the circus just like the rest of them. But to even waste. Well, let me say this: the government time, they waste a lot of time anyway. Let me say this: to waste more time. With this ignorant bill that's not going to even move out of the House or get to the Senate is ridiculous. It's just her, like you said, Devin, she's shooting the middle finger at us as Americans again, especially Black Americans.
Yeah, I agree with Lamar. She's about as slow as 3G. Now, I'm going to let you have it, Lee, but I want to say this. Let's be clear. Like, she is pushing this bill in a Democratic control House, so I know it's not going to go anywhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
But the problem is if they win the House next year, y'all watch out. Yeah. Y'all watch out. Yeah. All right, Black.
which brings me to where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't know what demographic I represent because I am angry, but how I display it, I'm all out of F's to give. I give 0 F's. I know it's a family friendly show.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Somebody she's in the sticker just for that moment.
Because y'all know how much I love to curse. But
I mean, listen, it's coming out your pores right now, Doc. I see
and we love to hear you too. You and Devin. We love to hear both of y'all curse.
But I'm tired. I'm so tired, and I think I represent a demographic of people who, this is what's wrong with America. You know, like you said, just when you look at all of the moving pieces here, you have a brand new congresswoman who is not fit to run, you know, a newsstand, but she's a congressman. And forget about, we always focus on the big election from the top down, the president. What's wrong with America is we have a system set up where absolute numbskulls, senators and congressmen who are making decisions that truly impact our daily lives, and they're wasting time on something like this. As you mentioned, Brother Brenton, we're not talking about infrastructure. We're not talking about raised pay for teachers or firemen or policemen. We're not talking about things that's relevant. The gas prices that's up, the food prices that's up. We're not talking about that, but we're talking about offering a medal to what has become a political pawn.
Yep.
And this is what's wrong with our justice system. I'm an inactive Jehovah's Witness, and I could sit here and tell the audience right now that the reason I don't vote is because as a Jehovah's Witness, we stay out of political matters. We've been directed to not mix religion and politics. But I've long since, I don't have to use that excuse. I've been not voting because there is nothing to vote for. I don't believe in either side. It's a shell game that's being played on the American citizen that we can't win. It's a 3-card Monty scheme on a grand scale that we're never going to win, no matter who you put in office, because you have the numbskullery of something like this being wasted. Meanwhile, we're suffering as a nation because we have to put up with this nonsense. And it just makes me sad. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Okay. So, you know, I love you. And so since you brought it up, can you answer a question for me? And you know me, I'm not challenging.
I'm always going to be blunt.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. Because you don't vote, like, do you not see what the people who are voting doing? Like, it has the potential to get really bad if we keep letting the numbskulls vote the numbskulls in. So do you not see that as some type of just a for lack of a better term, pass go collect $200 type of situation, like that because those that don't vote for whatever reason they don't vote, we are allowing the power that we freely give to these people, that if we don't have the power, we don't have nothing. We have zero to work with, no matter how many of us is here. So yeah, I'm just asking for your position in that.
In 2 minutes, so I'm going to give you the scriptural answer, and I'll give you my answer. Remember now, I'm an inactive Jehovah's Witness.
Yes, sir.
So you got to understand that. From a scriptural perspective, you know, we're taught that God's kingdom is going to fix all of the ills of the world. That no matter what government sits in its place, that they're not going to be adequate. For the last 6,000 years, we've tried every form of government you could think of, and none of them are fit to rule. Jeremiah tells us that man lead man to his own destruction. Let's get off that for a second. Let's talk about what I believe, even as a spiritual person. If I thought for one moment that my vote mattered, I would be right out there with it. So what I've talked about on my platform is the fact that I don't believe we elect presidents. I just don't believe. That's my personal belief. But I believe where I can affect change is on a local, small level. So what I do advocate is getting behind assemblymen, councilmen, people who are on the school board and things of that nature, because that's the stuff that affects me in my life on an everyday balance.
Okay,
but I believe our system is fundamentally flawed, that I don't care how great a job the president does. He could do great. He can only serve for 2 terms, and whoever comes behind him, he gonna change it just everything. Because.
So I mean, let me make sure I make this clear. You don't vote nationally, but you'll vote locally.
And support that. That's me. So I want you to tell my stance.
Sure.
Because I believe that what the role of the president is us who go out and vote. What happens, I personally believe, is it's a popularity contest. If I'm the president, now I know that the state of Georgia hates my guts if I'm a Democrat, but I know which districts I can support. The city of Atlanta is black. And so if I'm a Democrat, I'm going to support them. Now, 4 years later, when they get Biden's ugly old ass up out of there and they put in a Republican, now Northern Georgia, because the state of Georgia is Republican, the city of Atlanta. And I'm going to be talking about this in my part a little bit as well, because we have this mistaken belief as black people that we can make I'm sorry to burst anybody's bubble out here. We only represent 13% of the population.
Yeah.
That's it. And when you break that 13% down and you start counting how many are women, how many are men, the majority of us African-American men are incarcerated. And so where's our voice?
Right on.
The amount of economic dollars we spend are more than any other demographic. We're the most spending MFers you ever want to see in terms of money, but then we don't represent I'm gonna give you guys numbers in a little bit, but we think of black people like we're everywhere. We're only in about really 10 or 12 states. There's a vast part of this country where we represent 2 and 3% of the population. And so when we go out and get our elderly on the buses and we get them to the voting polls and things like that, let me tell you what we're doing. We're letting the powers that be know exactly where our black asses are at. So they know how to dispense those economic dollars to keep us in a hole. That's what I personally believe.
Gotcha. I appreciate your perspective, and I understand clearly what you're saying. Although, I don't agree, but I hear you. So yeah, no, I wanted you to explain that, because there are people that I don't like that we fuss and don't listen to each other, because it doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To just keep barking at each other. That's what dogs do.
Right. Exactly.
Hear what somebody got to say, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But if you can't articulate what you ain't trying to say, I'll probably slap you in your mouth. Right? It's just like, go sit down somewhere, folks. I mean, at least have a point, right?
Right.
I'll be piggybacking. So okay, so I hear you. So I just want to know that maybe that'll help the other dummies that say they don't vote. Now y'all know.
But them dummies can't articulate that. They ain't even thought of it from that perspective. Believe.
But let me help you out. Now you can be an inactive Jehovah's Witness and have an excuse.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I thank you for asking that question, because too many times as a Jehovah's Witness, we're misunderstood. And I'm speaking for Freddie, for me.
Yeah.
Because I want people to understand that I don't simply live in the world and think that I can benefit from it and not vote and be a part of it, because for so many years, Jehovah's Witness as an organization talked about being no part of the world. That is the part I disagree with. I'm a part of the world. It affects me. Now, how I affect my change in it is at the end, because of my spiritual belief, whatever your faith is, whether you think you're going to be at the pearly gates or whatever, at the end of it, we're going to find out if I was right and if I was wrong. So with that said, I live my life the way I live it, because only one person can judge me.
You sure do. But I'm going to tell you, when Lee go to heaven, it's going to be a lot of people with picket signs.
I don't even want to go to hell. I've told you guys, if I had a choice between heaven and hell, send me to hell. I like drinking and screwing too much to go to heaven. Floating around on clouds. What the hell am I doing up there?
Who just hit that Cadillac turn right there?
Boy, we just hit that was a left turn out of nowhere, Jack.
I mean, off 2 wheels, bro. We go. Okay, Lee. Well, listen. Next real talk, real man. Why Lee going to hell? How about that? That's a confessional booth segment that we're gonna have to do. Anyway, I'm just messing around. Okay, all right. I just got told to move on. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's move on to the next topic. Marjorie, that's enough. Thank you, Lee, for your information. All right, so here we are. Next topic, Brother Ken.
Oh, it's on me? Oh,
yes,
I'm on deck.
Yes, sir. Listen, my man, he just hit a home run, so you just have to hit a single.
Man, coming behind Black, that's always challenging, no matter what it is. Wow. Especially when he cursing. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I know the Cowboy fans are probably feeling a little down, a little distraught After
because
that.
I wasn't in town, that's why they lost.
Well, you need to stay in town then. You don't need to go nowhere. That's right. you stay off them cruises. Anyway, Devin, I'm messing with you. But the Cowboys, they lost. Obviously, everybody know in overtime to the Raiders. That's the only team everybody really care about, and I have to be honest, that's true. But the Packers won last night, so all is well over here. But anyway, Cowboys got bigger issues. They got COVID cases. They got 8 of them, 7 coaches and 1 player. And their head coach, Mike McCarthy, will not be coaching Thursday night because he tested positive. So Dan Quinn, who was the former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who's the defensive coordinator, will be coaching on Thursday night.
Hey, I sure hope that ain't Super Bowl Quinn coaching, because
hey, it is what it is. Yeah. So they got a quick turnaround. So they be in the Big Easy Thursday night. So we're gonna see what's happening with them. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about goats. Does anybody on this panel drink goat milk? Anybody?
I barely drink cow milk. So
has anybody ever had goat milk?
I've tried it.
Okay, goat cheese.
Okay, is it good? Is it okay?
No,
it's nasty.
Yeah.
Well, I had Bobby Flay cookies, so
okay. Well, we had a goat stealing go wrong. Army and Navy, who play every year, there's a tradition that the Army always steals the Navy's mascot, which is a goat. Well, these big dummies, I wish Brother Dwayne was on here tonight. He would have got a kick out of this. The Army cadets actually stole the wrong goat. The goat that they were supposed to steal was in a different area, and they stole a goat that was retired.
Wow.
So the higher ups at the Army and the Navy higher ups got wind of this, so some of the Army people, some of the Army guys were disciplined for stealing the wrong goat. They really wasn't disciplined for stealing the goat, really just for stealing the wrong one.
Wrong goat.
They supposed to stole goat number 37, but they took goat number 34, who had been retired.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Hey, that's TFG Sports with Kendrick Henderson. We'll see you back. We'll see you next week. Back to you, Brenton.
Thank you, dude.
What's scary? I don't think I'm gonna say on that. What's scary about that is, so this is a yearly tradition, and they couldn't get that right, but they're leading our military.
Well, actually, no, it's not. Actually, it's the football. It's not the Army. The military.
Okay.
It's the Army football players. So no, it's not. No, we don't have to be worried. Them guys ain't carrying M16s and nothing like that.
Okay.
They just can't find the right goat. That's all.
Yeah, Devin, I don't think you want to talk about this either, right?
I just don't understand it. I don't understand, and I'm scared to ask. Like, what should they do with this goat after they steal it? I don't understand any of this. I don't know what difference it made. I mean, a goat is a freaking goat. Like, when you said goat, I thought you was gonna tell me like LeBron got kidnapped or something. You talking about
now you know he's not the goat. He's not the real goat. But that's a whole other time.
All right, take her down.
But it's rivalry. We all know that high schools and colleges, you have rivals, and sometimes you do craziness. So this is a tradition that Army and Navy do, but somehow Army just
But they should have taken it to Mississippi. They would have ate that goat, and they really would have made it.
Took it to Mississippi and ate it.
Well, I can think of a lot of people that eat some goat. But shout out to that young man that got that girl arrested for eating some. I don't know what he was eating, but.
Oh, bro! Come on now. No,
Okay, all right. I'll move on. What we got next, man? Catch Lee's show. He'll talk about that on his show Saturday, maybe. Oh, okay. Listen. Speaking of that, but let's talk about this child custody issue. It happened in good old Lubbock, Texas, man.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, if this dude get off for shooting this man, we in trouble.
That's heartbreaking, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I watched the video, and that's Dude,
yeah,
that's heartbreaking.
Shout out to everybody who's struggling with, you know, baby mama and baby daddy on some custody battles. So yeah, don't worry about that, brother. He told me he missed that story. Don't worry about that story. But this young man was coming to pick up his son, and the mama didn't have the son there, and he was upset. Now I don't know who was in the truck video, and this is what's so crazy to me. But anyway, so the person who owns the house, I'm assuming the relationship between him and the baby mama is like an intimate relationship, right? Because he told the baby daddy to leave, right? Baby daddy didn't want to leave. My man just kindly walks in his house, go get his good old AR with the suppressor on it, because that thing's like a BB gun, but he put that boy down, and he came out, and again, everybody started getting muscle hungry, and you know, all that testosterone is kicking in, and here we go. He grabs the man's gun, and all of a sudden, that's all we wrote. Nobody does anything, man. The dude just lays there. Man, it's not that serious, but it's getting that serious, y'all. I never had to experience a custody situation like that, so I mean, I don't really know what that is, man. What's up, kid? What you got?
That was hard to watch, man. I haven't either, but I've had friends that's dealt with custody issues with the mother of their child. This situation really didn't have to happen. If that man wouldn't have went in there and got that rifle, that dude really, he just wanted his son. I mean, that's all. I want my son. I'm coming to pick my son up. But he took it a step further, rather than knuckling up like real men do. If they was gonna go there, just knuckle up. You didn't need to go in there and get your rifle. Now those two young boys, their dad is dead.
Yeah.
Their mother's boyfriend killed him, who is actually still married.
Wow.
They will live with that for the rest of their lives. Those boys were there, and they saw this man shoot their dad. It's sad, man. No, he didn't survive. No, he didn't.
Devin, let's hear from your point of view. Like, what was she doing?
I just think this goes back to why it shouldn't be this simple to get a gun. Because, you know, when you go through the concealed weapon course, you know, one of the things they basically tell you is you never grab a weapon unless you plan to use it. You know, I feel like he grabbed that gun to intimidate that man. That he realized that man wasn't afraid of him just because he was holding that gun, which he should have been. And it all went left. And I don't think that was the plan. But the man clearly wasn't a threat of violence toward him. He was just mad. And I think this must be something new with the father and the mother, because when people have been separated for a while and not together, they don't carry on like this. This is how people carry on, like right after they break up and the kids are young and stuff like that. So there was obviously some bitterness and some hostility and things like that, because I ain't gonna lie to you, with my ex, what I went through when I left him related to my children, I understand, you know what I'm saying? But I also understood that the way to go about it was to get the law involved. You know what I'm saying? Because if that father had on video that she wasn't willing to give him the children, and it was past the time, he could have taken that video, which I feel like was the purpose, as evidence. You know what I'm saying? To say, this is why I need full custody, because she's doing this, that. Or they could have started making the sheriff get involved and meet them there for an exchange. Like, there's things that could have been done, but it become a pissing contest between the men, you know what I'm saying? And I think both of them were in the wrong. I think the individual that grabbed the gun was most in the wrong, because he was trying to intimidate him and escalated the situation. But the guy who was told he couldn't have his children should have just left. It's really not worth it to go through stuff like that with baby mamas and all that, because that's how you know there's some bitterness and there's still some underlying emotion there.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna let you come in, Black. I'm gonna tell you why this was so intriguing to me, because this was personal to me. I had a dude pull a gun on me, and my kids was in the car, and he pulled a gun on me because his homeboy had took some money out of my truck. And so I went in there to go get my money, and I locked my door, but I had my daughters in the car. And this is over 10 years ago. I should have been a lot smarter. But when that dude pulled that gun on me, I wanted to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I got back in my car. But as a man, and I know why that dude did what he did, because men don't like backing down. We think it's weak,
right,
but it's not. And I'm still here, and I seen one of my daughters graduate, and I'm seeing my other kids grow up, and I had another child, all because I got in my car. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got in my truck, I still wanted to run him over.
Right.
It was so much I wanted to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled back out of my truck and I dialed 911, and they still didn't catch that clown. So I get it, man. But that decision for that man to pull that trigger didn't just change his life. It changed about 7 people's lives.
Right.
Just off of that one decision. How many lives would I have changed if I decided to grab that gun from that dude and pistol whip the snot out of him like I would have? Okay, Black, go ahead, man.
So what you're talking about is age and wisdom.
Yeah.
And it goes hand in hand with what Brother Kenny was saying about knuckling up. But we don't live in that world anymore, unfortunately. And so Ms. Devon's talking about pissing contests. You know, I've had this subject come up on my show a few times, and even my own nephews. Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate, but a lot of men feel like, I don't want another man raising my child.
Yes, sir.
I don't want another man telling my child what to do. I don't want another man disciplining my child. And that's for them, that is where they draw the line. I didn't come into my son's life until after he was 3 years old. And even when I came into his life, I was Uncle Black.
Shut your mouth, boy.
I was Uncle Black. And I ended up living in a Jerry Springer situation where for the first few years of my son's life, I ended up moving back. I was living in a different city, and I was Uncle Black. And my baby's mom, she had a new husband and the guy that was told he was the baby daddy. And so I was fitting in as Uncle Black. And I was living in the house. Wow. Now, I could go even deeper into that situation. I bring that up only to say this.
I'm going to drown you, go deeper.
I could tell y'all some stuff that'll blow your mind.
Yes, sir.
But I'll bring that up only to say this. I made a conscious decision once we did the paternity test, and I realized that this was, in fact, my biological son. So I had a decision to make that, where do I fit in? Because she and I wasn't going to get back together. And since she was already married at this point, so my thing was, I decided that I was going to get to know the guy that was going to be around my son. In fact, every guy that was going to be around my son, I had to make a decision from a perspective of age and maturity that let me talk to this man so that he understands I'm the biological father, but I also understand your role. Because if you're the head of that household and you're responsible for putting food on the table and for making sure, I want to know what kind of person you are, because you're going to have an ability to affect how my son is growing up to a certain extent. So what I'm never going to do, sir, is when I come to see my son is disrespect you or your household. So I made a decision to make it to where we acted out of maturity, whether we liked each other or not. But we just don't see that happening because, like Ms. Devon says, it becomes a pissing contest, you know, in all treatment. Now, in hindsight, this guy could still be alive had he just backed down a little bit and done what you did.
Right.
Because you lived, remember the movie Friday? You live to fight another day, son. You know, but we don't think that. And unfortunately, especially with this newer generation who don't value life at the same way we do, they're going to act on emotion and it's going to get out of hand. I implore fathers out there who find themselves in this situation, do yourself a favor. You might not like it. Get to know the other guy. Try to come to some term of agreement with him, because you don't get to choose, unfortunately. Now, for the mothers, that don't leave you out as well.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility to choose a type of man that's going to be around the children since you're with somebody else, because she could have affected some change as well. If she knows she has a volatile boyfriend,
man,
she could have easily said, you know what I'm saying?
Get out of here. Let me take you where you at.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There's different, in hindsight, there could have been better ways to handle this.
Man, I'm glad we had this conversation about this, because I want to just say to my younger brothers, we're not used to having power. And when you are used to having power, you learn how to control it. And when you learn how to control power, then you have matured. And the problem is that because we don't know how to harness power, everything that everybody just said is the reason why we end up where we are. When you go get your gun, you think you are 2 feet taller, 100 pounds stronger with muscle, and you think that you now have the ability to change the world. That's what happens. And the bigger your gun is, the taller you get and the stronger you get. But when you put that gun down, and it's when it's all said and done, that woman and those boys just lost a part of their life.
Yep.
Now, she made a stupid decision too, because if your boyfriend is that trigger happy and hot-headed that he's ready to do that, man, you need to take him to the gun range or something. I don't know what you need to do, but that's you. I hope you ain't with him no more. But okay, so all right, got that monkey off our back, right?
That's heavy, man. It's heavy.
That is,
you know.
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, but it's real. I mean, right now somebody's being attacked.
Yeah,
over something.
Yep.
A kid.
Yep.
Stop using our kids as pawns, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There you go, right there. You just spoke the truth right there.
Yeah, man. That's right. Because the old boy got checkmated. So y'all stop playing. That's not right. Everybody loses. All right, what we got next, man? Oh man, I just can't get away from these dummies, can I?
Yeah, man.
Okay, y'all. I ain't gonna stay here long. Jesse Smollett, y'all know I think I watched Power maybe 3 episodes.
No, he was Empire. You said,
I mean, see, I didn't know the show. Empire.
Yeah, I never watched the episode, so you watched more than me. So.
I loved it.
Did you love it?
I was a fan.
Oh, okay. I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know why. But one of the guys, he was one of the stars. I wouldn't even say he was the biggest star, but he was one of them. Y'all don't remember? He was having problems on the set because they wasn't paying him right, and he wanted to have something to go on that will allow people to want to see him on TV. I think we don't know if he's going to jail or not, bro, but we'll see. So he hired these 2 Nigerian dudes to. I mean, did y'all see the noose that he hung around his neck? I think that was like some floss.
I don't know what kind of noose that was.
I'm telling you, that wasn't finna hang. Well, you can't even hang laundry with that rope, man. It's like, bro, come on, ain't nobody finna hang you with that rope.
Right.
You'll break that rope in a second. So he hired these people to like this publicity stunt, and I mean, he just went on a tour of telling people his story, and now he got caught up. Now, listen, number 1, your skin color wrong. That's number 1. Number 2, your alibi was horrible. I mean, and then number 3, they caught you on video, fool. Under the bridge in the snow, dummy.
Right.
So you get what you get, man. And so it is what it is. So, Devin, is he getting off?
I mean, I'm sure he'll get some minor punishment, but I'm kind of indifferent to this. I feel like it was a victimless crime. It was stupid. He'll always have this egg on his face, and his reputation will follow him as a result of it. It's more punishment than any community service or fine he may receive. But I really feel like it was a victimless crime, and he didn't cause any harm to anybody. He was just dumb as hell.
That's an interesting point. I never even thought. So you saying let bygones be bygones, let him pay?
I mean, there should be some kind of punishment, because you can't just let him get off, because that wouldn't be fair to society as a whole. But I'm saying no one was like harmed as a result of it. Like they didn't find 2 white dudes on the corner, and he was like, "That's them," and then they shot him and took him out, or nobody was arrested and accused of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Yeah.
It probably ruined his career. Black folks side eye him now because he just tied through and delayed. He looked like a fool. Them poor Nigerian men. I mean, I heard he was like hollering at him, and that's just weird anyway. But
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
stupid. He's stupid is what he is, but I don't think he hurt anybody. Our last president did a lot more than he did.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true. And he had a resort in Florida, so
Kenny, he pulled a gay card.
There you go. That's what you gonna do to try to get a raise. You pull that card. I'm like, okay, man. You know, it's the only thing. And Devin, you hit it out the park. I never really thought about it. Yeah, I see your point. I get that. The only part that I'm kind of upset about is we all know the city of Chicago has a crime problem. We have shootings. That city is shootings all the time. So you're wasting some of Chicago police's investigators to follow this crap when there was young men getting shot in the street. That's the only problem. I was kind of like, yo, bro, why you? I mean, Chicago was dealing with murders, and then you're gonna do this, and then I mean, just the whole setup, and then now you screaming racist and Trump lovers, and now anytime a person of color scream that, and they could be telling the truth, they're gonna be looking at us and they're gonna think we crying wolf, So that's the only part. But I agree with Devin. I mean, he really didn't hurt any. Man, give old Jesse some probation, some community service, and go make him act on some old wax show or something. Yeah, give him a job on a wax show that the ratings is in the tank.
Put him on the Chitlin circuit and make him.
Do something like that. I don't know.
I love my man. One of them stage plays. Put him on.
Put him in the Tyler Perry play. Put him in the Tyler Perry play.
Like make him act play.
Yeah, Lord help me. I need a new job. Another Tyler Perry production.
Okay. All right, Black, give us something colorful.
So I followed the show, was a huge fan of the show. It's good TV watching at the time. This was pre-Power, before Power came out. Very good plot. It had a nice plot. Without saying all that, on its face value, I love and agree with everything you said, Ms. Devin. It was a victimless crime. And Lord knows, we as African Americans, we are the most forgiving people on the face of the planet. We are literally the most forgiving people on the face of the planet. With all of the atrocities that have done to us, if we did just a tenth of it, pay people back for what they, but it's not in our nature. We are forgiving people. We believe in second chances. But here's the part where I struggle with.
Juicy Smollett.
Right. Well, that's what Dave Chappelle called him, Juicy Smollett. It just so happened that at the time he pulled this stunt, he was feeling himself, and he called himself the gay Tupac because his popularity had risen to that standard. He was it. And the moment this happened, Jussie Smollett, what made it sad, he didn't have to do this. His ticket had already been written. Everything he touched was turning to gold, but he really began to believe he was the gay Tupac, and he wanted to boost it even further. And what happened was the incident became politicized. This happened during the time of Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. And so what happened was they selectively choose who they want to make an example of because of, like you said, resources were spent and chasing a false criminal. And even though they resolved it relatively quickly, they were embarrassed. The Chicago Police Department, it was politicized, and now they have to do something about it. So my problem here is this. On its face value, this should have been over with. This happened years ago.
Yeah.
But because it has some powers that be behind it, they want to keep it going, which once again demonstrates that we live in two different Americas because Karens don't get prosecuted. How many times have, as we mentioned, African Americans been accused of a crime and they arrest every black man in sight and nothing is done about it? Not to mention, we're in the Me Too era. Well, women are able to say that something happened to them 5, 10, 15 years ago, and the burden of proof is on the man to prove that he didn't do it. And even if he does, it comes out that he didn't do it, he's offered no apology. I've often said one of my favorite shows, Maury Povich. I grew to hate that show because his famous segment was, I am not the daddy. I'm not the father. But the whole part of the concept was the woman get to come out and, I know he my baby daddy. I'm 100% sure. And as soon as you find out he ain't, she gets to run off stage. And Maury said, leave her alone instead of calling her nasty, filthy, no good like she is. But having said that, they get to selectively choose who and when they want to make an example of. I too hope he gets off. Didn't bother anybody. He's already damaged his career, but the powers that be want to make an example of him.
You're right, and you're right, and you're right.
Yeah, man.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, hey, brother, wrong timing. I mean, listen. It's some things you just got to time just right. And I mean, dude, you better off his 2 left feet, boy. So you said black with the nice words tonight. No, you just come on there.
So yeah, Aaron. Yeah, he edited himself tonight a little bit.
Listen, y'all want Def Jam at night. Just catch him on Saturday or Wednesday, right? So all right, well, Jess.
Unfiltered version. You need a TFG tonight.
Right, exactly. After
my mom and sister not to watch that show
after dark. We need a TFG tonight after dark. That's what we need.
Don't y'all play with Black Hill. Go on and do it shirtless.
I'm trying to be good, y'all.
I appreciate it. Listen, man, you're doing a fantastic job. I don't know why these people don't love it because listen, y'all know that young man is very disciplined today. Very disciplined. Thank you, sir. All right. What we got next, man? I think this is the last one. We're going to get out of here. Yeah, one more. Lee, I'll tell you this. Here's a woman she don't need your vote for sure. Her name is Felicia Moore. Now, you ever heard of her?
I have not.
Okay, so she wants to lose before she even gets started running. This is a woman, Felicia Moore, is trying to run for mayor of Atlanta. That's right. Keisha Bottoms out.
Right.
This her last. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, if Keisha Bottoms out, she wants to get rid of all the bottoms. So Felicia Moore, she's going to run on the premise of shutting down all the strip clubs
in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Good luck with that,
Devin.
This is a joke, right?
No. I'm gonna tell y'all what the problem is. Let me tell y'all what happened.
Okay, what happened? She got a swole jaw.
Well, now here's what happened. James won't act right. Like she can't keep James out them strip clubs. The only way to keep James out them strip clubs is to try to shut him down. This ain't got nothing to do with none of them. She just keep noticing that he keep coming home with glitter on him. He keeps smelling like Victoria's Secret perfume. Short. This is all James' fault. This ain't got nothing to do with no strip club. Them women in there minding their own business. They ain't going
right.
My family members used to do it, but they can do what they do because it makes people happy and it, you know what I'm saying, it makes keep dudes out of my face. So they can do what they want. Right. But if she got a problem with James, she needs to discuss that with him, but she needs to leave it. But she ain't got to shut down all the strip clubs to keep him out of it because they'll make a little hole in the wall and he'll be right up in there still. Absolutely. But he won't be smelling like, the good cologne. He'll be smelling like that cheap Dollar Tree stuff because them the helpers that's going to be in the other ones. So in Magic City and Mighty Business.
He said changing the zoning and requiring special. Yeah. So this is what she said. She's running off the fact that she will change zoning areas to make them need a different type of permit in order to operate, and then she'll just deny the operation. Lee, she ain't them the kind that don't need your help, Doc.
No, and I don't even go to the Shake Johns, but again.
Shake Johns, isn't it? My goodness.
And that's only because they changed, but you can't regulate behavior. And in real talk here in Atlanta, that is a huge part of a lot of women's income.
Man, what you talking about?
I mean, these women make six figures.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Magic City and some of these other places, Cheetahs and stuff like that.
Well, you know them names. You sure ain't going.
Oh, when I first moved here, I went, but I used to go. But now the strip clubs have changed. They used to be for men. It's mostly for women now. It's a completely different scene.
I don't want to go down that path.
It's a completely different scene. Most of the dancers in there, they actually not looking for us brothers. Quiet as kept. This is Atlanta, y'all. Y'all need to understand that.
That's right.
This is Atlanta. So carpet munching is really what they're looking for. You just spending your money.
ATL don't stand for Atlanta, stand for alternative. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
You're just wasting your time. So ain't no sense me playing a game I can't win when I can snatch them nasty, filthy no goods right out of Walmart. But anyway, so you can't regulate behavior, so that's not gonna work here.
Wow. Kenny, what'd you vote for?
Man, do you see the look on my face?
I say, man.
She must be out of cotton picking mind. I went back in the day with that one.
That's right.
She out of cotton picking mind. You talking about a big major money industry in the city of Atlanta. That is a tourist attraction. Believe me, when I come back to Atlanta, I'm going to Magic City.
Got you.
If she is not elected, I will Magic City. So it's crazy. I mean, just from the economic point of it, man. I mean, that's part of Atlanta. That's part of the city. I'm like, you can carry your moral flag if you want to. Them women ain't in there hurt nobody. They providing a service to some of us men.
I don't know. I feel like some of it may be an insecurity of hers. I'm gonna be honest with you, because most women don't care at this day and age about keeping another woman from making money, even if she uses her sexuality. Because let's be honest, the type of men that these women in these strip clubs would get and that want them, I wouldn't want anywhere near me. So I mean, it doesn't really.
No offense, Kenny and Black.
No, none taken.
I'm not saying the men that go up in there. I'm saying the men that go in and wife up like strippers.
Okay.
That's a different type of dude, like regular dude.
Right.
Like dudes do business meetings now in strip clubs.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But maybe I'm more insecure than most females. I'm saying this is something that I think is internal within herself. Where that bothers her, that this level of women are kind of attention and making this kind of money just because they know how to clap and drop it like it's hot and all that other stuff, because they can pick up a dollar bill with their butt cheeks. And that bothers her that they make a lot of money by doing that. And it's just her own and James. James will stay out of that.
And I did see the soundbite with Miss Mayor. What's her name?
Felicia Moore. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. I did look at Felicia, and I'll be honest with you. Her application probably would be denied at Magic City.
Wow, I didn't even seen her.
She looked like she's doing something at the door. She bouncing.
You put at the bar.
You said her mouth. You said her face is swollen.
Well, I think she just got a wisdom teeth.
No, I don't know if it's swollen, but I know she probably be back. She probably be a cook at Magic City.
Well, her nickname might be Jawbone.
She wouldn't be a dancer. She'd be cooking them wings. Felicia, we need table 13 needs some wings. Felicia,
y'all remember when Cedric the Entertainer was a cafeteria lady, right? She that chick that looked like ain't no more green beans. That's what she looked.
Yeah, she got a person.
Just mashed potatoes and corn. That's what she looked like. But,
yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, ma'am, I just want to tell you, you're in the wrong presidency, and I think you're also in the wrong decade.
Yes. and the wrong city too.
I mean, everything about you is wrong, honey.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, if failure was a picture, I mean, you just.
It's not a brothel; it's a strip club.
Yes, right. So yeah,
right.
Okay, well, whatever. All right, listen, y'all, man, it has been a fantastic show. I appreciate you all, man. Listen, we have conjured up the dramatics. We have poured out the hearts of those that are needing help with their child support. And listen, we have found some jokes. Thank you, brother. Y'all solid tonight. No, we sold tonight.
I think he meant solid.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Who do we sell to? If we did, we want to know how much we sell for.
Well, listen, at least we're gonna get more votes than Felicia Moore. I know that,
right? That's right.
Oh, y'all wild tonight, my man. Yeah, for sure. Right on, man. But listen, y'all, family, I appreciate y'all for sure, man. We have helped some people today.
What about black? We not getting a black segment? Oh, okay.
Man, my bad.
You know I can't go to sleep without a black segment. Come on now.
Sir, listen.
He on fire tonight. He filtered, but he on fire.
I apologize, sir. Please, my humble apologies.
I go with the flow.
Man, don't beat me.
I go with the flow.
Harpo, don't beat me. Please. I apologize, sir.
I'll keep it short.
No, it ain't even like that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, my apologies. Let me introduce to some and present to others. Lee Eloysius Black. Let me holler at you for a second. Life is just a dream.
Let me take you guys back for a second. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Sing it, brother.
Merrily, 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 life is just a dream.
It is.
Those simple words that we all know from our childhood, harmless. But what is the American dream when you really think about it? When you dissect what that song we've been singing from when we were infants, just children. The American dream is defined as the ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. And this is what we're sold on as Americans, that no matter what race, creed, color you are, that we can all achieve the same thing. But I got news for you guys. There are two different Americans out here. Despite the decades of legislation that's happening right now, that's meant to improve the economic status and the educational level and even the legal rights of African Americans, almost no progress has been made. White household wealth is 8 times what it is for Black households. Unemployment rates are persistently higher, even in 2021, often by more than 50%. A study by the Washington Post said that 4 out of 10 African Americans are doubtful that we will ever achieve racial equality. And so what American dream are we talking about? When we look at the U.S. population, Asians make up 5.9%, Blacks make up 13.4%, Hispanics make up 18.5%, and white people make up 60.3%. Yes, the Latino population is growing faster than any other population. Yes, and as I told you guys earlier, that 13.4% is very misleading. Because of that 13.4%, when you break down how many men and women, many of our brothers are incarcerated at a much higher level than anybody else. And while no area in America is free from discrimination or racial disparity, they did a study where they showed 10 specific metro cities where the disparity is so stark that I couldn't ignore it. And I'm really quickly going to name these cities. Champaign, Illinois, Fargo, North Dakota, Albany, New York, San Francisco and Oakland, California, Atlantic City, New Jersey, Erie, Pennsylvania, Syracuse, New York, Davenport, Iowa, Niles, Michigan, Des Moines, Iowa, Rochester, New York, Trenton and Princeton, New Jersey, Danville, Illinois, Minneapolis and St. Paul, Waterloo, Peoria, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, where they make the Simpsons, Milwaukee and Waukesha, Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin, and the #1 city where the disparity is so great it can't be ignored is in St. Cloud, Minnesota. In this particular city, the median income for Black people is $26,585. For whites, it's $64,703. The unemployment rate in this city for Blacks is 17.2%. For whites, it's 3.4%. Home ownership for Blacks is 8.2%. For whites, it's 72.3%. The poverty line for Blacks is 47.7%. For whites, it's 9.6%. Even the high school attainment, meaning getting your high school diploma for Blacks, is at 60.7%, and for whites, it's 94%. So where's the American dream, people? We've been rowing our boat for a hell of a long time, and we actually built this country. But this dream that we're promised to get, it affects us on every economic level, not just in jobs, in legal rights, but education, unemployment, home ownership, incarceration. Even our mortality rate is damn near double what it is for white people. So you remember the movie, Spike Lee's movie, School Days, where he screamed at the end, "Wake up!" We've been woke. We got to start to realize that we're on two different paths and two different Americas. And I got to tell you, this dream, we got to wake up from it, folks. And it's time for us to reinvest back in our own selves, because the American dream they're talking about, it's never going to be ours. And we got to invest in ourselves. I don't have all the answers, but I want to wake you up.
Man, I feel like such a fool. I would have left you guys missing all of that great information. Thank you, my brother. So what he's telling y'all in short, because some of y'all may not, some things just fly over y'all head. Y'all rowing your boat, but y'all going upstream.
Yes, sir.
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, and as Aaron said, it's the American mirage. So
right.
Yeah, we got to just put in the work, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now it's that time, y'all. Listen, again, great show, even better when I let Lee go. Sorry, brother.
That's all right, Lee. At least he knew your name.
All right, brother. Kenny, I heard a man say today, man, listen, holding a grudge is like you drinking poison, hoping that I die.
You know I'm not gonna let you let that one go.
Let that go, Jack. Let that go. You drinking the poison, man. It ain't going nowhere, man. Come on, man. Listen, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Y'all was quiet out there this morning, but it's all right. That means y'all listening. I take it like that. Y'all was listening. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, final thoughts. Brother Kenny, let us have it.
Man, always. I love, man, being with my morning team family, man.
Yes,
this is definitely a breath of fresh air, man. But real quick, I got to pay homage to a trailblazer, to a golfing legend, and to an icon. And most people probably wouldn't call him that, but I do, because Lee Elder, the first black golfer to ever play in the Masters in 1975, passed away yesterday at the age of 87 years old. Many people don't remember Lee Elder. I do. I remember being a little boy watching golf. I wasn't watching it just to be on. And I saw this black man. I'm like, I didn't know we played. Oh, we play that? Oh, So he opened the door. He opened the pathway for Tiger Woods. And it's ironic that I say that, and Tiger Woods actually is back on the golf course. He's swinging right now. But he did an interview with Yahoo Sports, and Tiger said that he don't think he will ever play golf full time ever again. He said, at this point in my physical capacity in my career, I only can pick and choose because of what I've been through physically. I say all that to say this again. Lee Elder is the one that paved the way for us to see a Tiger Woods and those that we'll see. Considering he had to play on a separate tour. He had to play on which was considered the Negroes tour. Just like in baseball, when they had the Negro League.
Negro League, yeah.
Golf, they had a Negroes tour. And he had to play that and wasn't able to play on the regular PGA tour to the late 60s. So again, paying homage to Lee Elder, rest in power, King. You're appreciated and you'll never be forgotten. That's my final thoughts.
Is that where Tiger got his middle name from? Eldridge, I wonder. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there it is. Thank you, sir. Ma'am. So good to see you back. Let us have it. What's your final thoughts?
When we were talking about that child custody case, you guys kind of reiterated, like how men should be as far as backing down, and you were actually speaking on toxic masculinity and, and how we kind of need to lean away from that. But what y'all didn't address, because you probably didn't feel comfortable, is us women who also cause these problems. I felt like that woman used her children as a pawn If she knew that man was coming at a certain time and that those children were there, if she didn't want to deal with him, she could have had those kids already outside or waiting in the. I feel like they are using these kids as ammo to create this toxicity within this household. And with that being said, I know a lot of women who do the same, and we got to stop. You know what I'm saying? We got to quit clowning, because some men are just sorry as hell. I'm going to say that. But there are some other men who just rather not deal with you. And now the children are hurt. And then now we're raising these boys that are fatherless and they don't think their dad want them. And maybe if we would have just shut up and stopped, because sometimes we pick the wrong man. I've done it more times than I care, but you just got to eat it up and you got to live with it and move on. Those children don't have anything to do with that. He don't want you, girl. He don't want your ass. He didn't want you when he had you. He probably didn't want you when he got you pregnant. You knew he was sorry when you got him. You should have read the Yelp reviews, but that has nothing to do with those children. And we need to quit our toxic behavior and move on. And like I said, read the Yelp reviews. So you knew he wasn't ish when he was with the girl next door. We need to do better.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
And you are correct, Devin. I feel more comfortable them hearing that from you than from me.
Well, it's called masculine wisdom.
They would have said we some bitter men if I would have said that. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And nobody asked us to say that.
No.
That's what
Yes.
That's right. All right, Black, finish it up, man.
Which is trying to follow that. I will thank you for saying that, Miss Devin, because you nailed it. You know, coming from you, the impact is so much greater. You know, and you articulate it in such a way that you can't deny that logic. And so, for my final thoughts is that's where the attack is happening, folks. All of the things we discuss on this platform, from politics to sports to religion, we dig into some deep topics here. But at its core, we living in two different Americas. And the thing of it is, we're being attacked from the inside out. Families, look around this dais. We're fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and we're friends. And what's being attacked is the family unit. So I was asked earlier about how to affect change. Even if you don't think you can do it on a political level, you know how you can affect change? You can impact change on a smaller scale about how we treat each other as family members, building each other up. We cannot continue to put the imprint of imperfection on this next generation where they have no accountability and responsibility. We've got to be better. And before we can be better to anybody else, we got to be better to ourselves. And that's where it begins.
Wow. Y'all, listen, I don't know how much free game y'all got tonight, man. But listen, y'all about in debt about as much as this country is. All this free game we done gave y'all today. Y'all dog it, boy. Thank you, lady and gentlemen. I sure appreciate y'all, man, so much. All right, well, here's my final thought. Sorry, I gotta change the mood again. So I have a question. If you're teaching a child or somebody how to ride a bike, what do you tell them when they fall off the bike?
Get back on it.
Back on it.
Get back on it, right?
Back on it.
All right, let's see.
That's what I told you.
Wait a minute, the baby said that's what I told you.
Because right before you know, he said, "You too big to be on that bike." You already know.
Y'all got it right. If you don't ride the bike and fall, tell them to get back on it. But what you doing, a big old girl on the bike?
That baby said, "I told you."
I told you. Now I gotta get
That's right. Now she gotta get another bike for Christmas.
Right, exactly.
That's it. That's what you gonna do. Get your big old Debo butt off her bike.
Exactly.
She got all the snacks.
Oh my goodness.
Now see who stole that big old TV you talking about. Oh, y'all, man. I don't even want to get out here. I love talking to y'all so much, but I gotta go. So, right. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, y'all, that's Kenny, that's Black, and that's Devin Divine. And we'll see y'all on Monday. We out.
Peace.